In 2008, I was struggling. I flunked out of Ole Miss. I wasn't happy. I wasn't sure about where I was going in my life. Rather than chastising me, my mom and dad thought I needed a reset, something to re-engage me in my studies, clear my head. Martin's Motorsports started because a mom and dad wanted to give their screw-up son a chance to change his life. My father and I didn't know the first thing about road racing, but he bought a Nissan 350Z and we raced SCCA T2. Oh, I was fast, just in every direction.
So all the action going down the front straightaway. Look at the battle here in the final chicane. That's Martins into Kleeman. Huge wreck. Kleeman nearly goes over.
That's at the exit of that now very high-speed chicane. Contact, Kleeman off the grass, dewy, damp. Just picked up speed right into those tires.
Wow, that white flag certainly brought the red mist for everyone.
Oh, he's got damage. I don't know. This could be a problem for him. That tire is
Drifting.
absolutely shot.
It's a drifting contest here through these final few turns. Can he hold on? The 70 car, Joe Guino, he may be able to make the move.
Stock cars followed. We did an overpriced test in an ARCA car with Eddie Sharp Racing, but we couldn't come close to affording a full season. A deal with Baker Curb Racing in Nashville fell apart, so Martin's Motorsports started running late models in ASA and at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, a place that has stayed near and dear to my heart ever since. Midway through that year, 2009, my dad saw that he was going to run out of money. He figured if he was going to go broke in racing, we might as well race where we've always wanted to race. NASCAR. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know how hard it was going to be. We just thought if we got out there, someone might notice I was doing it with less. That was the thought in 2010 when we ran Daytona in an ARCA car. That was the thought in 2014 when we tried and failed to run a season in the Nationwide Series out of Nashville. It was the thought in 2016 when we struggled through a season in trucks. Martin's Motorsports shifted goals in 2017 when other drivers got involved. My racing career got legitimized with BJ McLeod Motorsports while MMS focused on Austin Wayne's self. You know, believe it or not, this is the moment BJ pointed to as to why he reached out for me to drive his car.
Halfway through our first round of qualifying in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series at Martinsville Speedway. Under red, Tommy Joe Martins put the fast lap on the board, and then on the very next lap, this happened. Watch and listen.
That's confusing as to, it's like he never, the brakes didn't work at first.
He said it went right to the floor.
But then the wheels were sliding late, so it's confusing.
And heard the engine rev.
Didn't know what that was all about.
You know, you just never know who's watching. And with MMS, we were running pretty good. Top 20s, top 15s. So close to taking the next step. But we shut down that offseason. No sponsors, no funded drivers, no team. It was 2020 when we decided we'd take one last shot at it. And we almost blew it.
Red flag being displayed once again here at Auto Club Speedway, this time for Tommy Joe Martins. Didn't have the ending or really the race at all that he wanted in Las Vegas because of mechanical issues, and here we go again.
The fire makes you wonder if maybe there's some fuel involved as well, but could be just an oil fire.
This is a startup team, and there are so many details, and then you magnify that by you leave Daytona, you come out west for 3 weeks, and it's just a lot you got to get done. He was able to get the car stopped. Obviously, they've extinguished that fire. Tommy has climbed from the race car.
Midway through the year, we weren't even in the top 30 in points. Yet another Martin's Motorsports failure. But we brought on some great people. That's what changed things for us. Last year, this year, it wasn't me that changed. Our people did. Buddy Sisko, Frank Kerr, Dan Stillman. They changed the trajectory of our team. And even though we didn't accomplish every goal we set out to at the beginning of the year, when I compare now to where we were and where we've been, this year was by far the best version. And that's Martin's Motorsports. All of this happened because it's something my dad saw way back in 2008. Now, I doubted it a lot along the way, but other people have seen it too. I'm a good driver. If I sucked, we would have quit, gladly. But deep down, both he and I knew I was good enough to do this at the top level. Which is why, as we close the book on Martin's Motorsports, it's hard for me to look at it as a total success. And maybe that's not fair. The success of Martin's Motorsports shouldn't be tied to how many points we've scored or top 10s we've had. One, by the way. Got a pole, too. Who cares if it was an invert? It still counts. But Martin's Motorsports was a willingness to compete when you know the odds are stacked against you. We didn't do it the way you're supposed to do it. We never had the money to do it that way. So, we did it our way. There were a lot of bad days.
Gregson around. Oh my goodness, what a hit for Tommy Joe Martins. Total carnage.
But a few good ones too.
11. And look at this driver on the move. Tommy Joe Martins made the pit stop at lap 22, competition caution, got 4 tires. He is looking at a potential top 5 finish in this stage.
That's big for them, and this is the moment where you feel like a hero, especially here at Darlington, putting on new tires, getting those fresh stickers, and going out and just making up all the track position that you can, all the track time, doing everything you can to maximize the opportunity that you're given right now. So doing an awesome job by the 44 there team.
We had sponsors like David Hall and Diamond Gusset who sponsored us all the way back in 2014 and haven't stopped even through the worst days. Ken Gilreath and AAN Adjusters, who helped us start the latest version of Martin's Motorsports and completely changed the path of my life by being the biggest, most important sponsor I've ever had. I will be eternally thankful for Ken and what he's done for my career. Pete and John and Dirk at Market Rebellion, they're already planning to do so much with us next year. Scott Wetzel, his team at Skyview, Mike Pastana, Discover Denton, all the way down to Matt and Ryan and their amazing fans at Super Mega. And Joel and his whole team at Capital City Hauling. We had several groups of people that worked their asses off. People that were willing to try to do more with less for a lower salary than they could probably make working somewhere else. People that believed in building something that had my name on it. Volunteers, racers, friends. People that I'll never forget. People like Rodney Reeson, who along with his wife Lynn have single-handedly been the biggest supporters of me and my racing dreams outside of my own mom and dad. It's not just money. It's the time spent. Time coming to races, cooking, redoing a floor in a busted up shop, doing anything they can to make life better for me and the people on my team. You're not just sponsors or co-owners of Martin's Motorsports. Rodney and Lynn, your family. We had so many of you reach out and support us through the years. Even when I hadn't done anything to deserve it, you did anyway. You defended me on Twitter or Reddit. You wrote me emails asking me questions or telling me to stick with it. You sent me cards asking for my autograph, even though we all know that's probably not going to be worth much in the long run. So in the end, Martin's Motorsports came down to one thing. A whole bunch of people believed in me. Which is why, even though you'll all tell me that I didn't, I feel like I let you down. I never had a spectacular moment or landed a mega sponsor that made me the next guy to get a shot on a top-level team. Had a bunch of close calls, bad breaks, might have beens. Overall, I just tried to do the best I could with what I had. And I tried to keep us in business. And eventually, I think I'll be okay with that. There are so many drivers that deserve the chance that I've had. And maybe it would have worked out different for them. I want the sport to change. I've written, spoken, pleaded about it for years now, but I haven't changed a thing. So if you're a hopeful young racer out there listening to this, I hope things get better. I hope you get your shot. The only way that I got mine was my family, my sponsors, and all the people who worked so hard to make it possible. And y'all deserve a better ending than Tommy Joe Martins was able to write. So if the goal of all this was for someone at a top team to notice me and give me a big shiny cup ride, they never did. But if the goal was to change my life, well, Martins Motorsports definitely did. And my career isn't over. It's just starting a new chapter. I'm still going to race some. And best of all, I'm going to help some other people achieve their dreams too, even if I didn't quite achieve every one of mine. So to everyone that's played a part in the story of Martins Motorsports, thank you. Thanks for believing in me. And Mom, Dad, Savannah, I love you. The best part of my life isn't racing. It's having you as my family. I'm blessed to be a Martins. The Motorsports, well, we can let go of that part now.